Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 22 here in the pristine, untouched wilderness of the Calmlands. That looks like what he's going to do. Is he going to drop down here and cut a little piece? No, but he is going to go all the way to the end of the field before he turns around, and that much I do like. Okay, so we'll go to you, and then we'll go to this one. I will leave that bit doing what it's doing. Oh! I see, he's not quite finished yet. Let's go and tidy that bit. We're racing on up through here. So I've got a couple little bits here that I want to pick up, and then we'll run down the other end, and we'll pick up the couple little bits that we got down there as well. And then, once I've done that... is there anything else that I need to worry about, apart from just getting it to finish there? I've then got to do the drilling in here. The drilling in here, we're putting in the canola, because we had barley in here. Alright, slow you down. We had barley in here, so we're doing canola next, and I guess I put the seed drill on this one. I'm hoping I can have the seed drill on this one without any trouble. I believe I can. I'm going to manually do this bit. A bit quicker. Combine is doing just fine. So I'm still wondering whether I should have done 3 times around the field up there. Let's turn this round. Yeah. I think we should be okay with this one for putting the canola straight onto it. There's nothing else that I need to do with this. We will need to roll the field afterwards, but that, again, that'll be absolutely fine. He will just be able to carry on with that. So that's that bit done there. Let me have a look. Yes, we can definitely get the canola in there. We've got 2 lots of fertilizer on this field now, so that's going to be absolutely tickety-boo. And all I have to do is go and get the seed drill. So I want to, first up, wash the cultivator off. Tractor I'm not so worried about. Let's bring you up here. And it doesn't need a lot of servicing either. It seems to be just fine. So I'm going to bring you there and wash that one off. Once that's washed, I'll stick it back in front of the fertilizer spreader, the one that we're using for the lime. And then we will unhitch it there. We have to drop it from mid-air, though, unfortunately. Oh, I can't put it there in front of that one. And then I've got a roller that I want to use, so I've got to put these the wrong way round. So let's do it like this. I'll dump that one down there. Ooh, wait. Curious, because that's got a hitch on the back of it. Or is that for a front-mounted hitch? That might be so that the cultivator can go on, because of the wheels, that might be so the cultivator can go on the front of a tractor. Back this way, is it? Right, no, that doesn't. Yeah, that's so that the cultivator can go on the front of a tractor and be pushed along. Or you have a rear wheel, a rear drive tractor. Backward drive tractor, reverse drive function, and you use that one, and it takes the so you still have the cultivator on the back of the tractor. It's just that it's facing around the other way, which I'm just going to look and see if we can do that even. We might be able to. So lower you down there. We've got 50% on our combine over there, I see. Let's not drive the front of the tractor up over the actual tines on the cultivator, because I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that's probably not the best thing for it. Okay, so that does actually work like I thought it would. So that's to go on the front of a tractor. Or rather, it goes on the back of a reverse drive tractor. Over this way. And in around there. I'm thinking I'd like to get a reverse drive tractor because we've now got the Valtra bit. Let's go and have a look at our medium tractors. Because we've now got the new expansion, we've now got some Valtra tractors. So maybe a Valtra T-Series, or a Q-Series. It could be quite a cool addition to the farm. That bad boy right there. I mean, look at all of these options. We've got stowage. Right, what is that? Really? It's changing that inside the cab. Okay. Wow. We've got a panorama window. Second door. Oh, I see. Oh, wow, look at that. Ah. The options on this thing. Oh, that is very cool. You've got a front loader attachment. Various size engines. Reverse driving. 15,000 for additional reverse drive option if you want it. I mean, that tractor has got all the bells and whistles. That is pretty impressive. I mean, if ever a vehicle had the bells and whistles, that is the one that has got all of the bells and whistles. Now, I'm in the process of changing stuff over in here. So I'm just going to bring the cultivator in there, and that one will dump down there, just like that. Nice and smooth. Not any problems whatsoever. And then I come back over here and I hook you on. Grass, wheat, barley, oat, canola. So shut you off. Let's go here. And we will rush over to the combine with our second driver. So we got the one drive with the one tractor is in the yard. That one's now waiting. This one here, I want to get there before that combine gets to the end of the row, because it will get to the end of the row and then it will want to turn round, and I don't want it to do that. So let's get you to there. And I can empty out into here. So I got 18,500 litres total capacity on this trailer, which is, I'm hoping... Well, actually, it would be really nice if we had more than that come off this field, but I don't think we will. So I think that we'll end up just taking everything that we get from this field in one trailer load. I'm not really hoping that we'll get everything into one trailer load. I'd like it to be more, but I don't think it's going to be. Actually, it might. What have we done? Oh, I'm on 10,000. Yeah, I reckon that we might actually get the entire field into this trailer. Only just, but I think it will all end up fitting. So let's start you up. Now, I got 430 litres left out of a potential 1,000 litres of space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this one over this side. And I'm going to back it up. These are all the wrong way round, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it's not a lot I can do about it now. So I'm going to get the trailer and swap them over, which I don't really want to do. So just need to bring you close enough like that to be able to load up. Ignore the fact that those tines are all stabbing the bags of lime. Just going to pretend that that's not actually happening. Just because. And then I'm going to take this one over and I'm going to start planting this field. So there's nothing else that I need to do in this field before I start planting. The only thing I need to do is get going with it, and then we'll roll afterwards. And the rolling is actually going to be fairly simple. I'm not going to have to wait ages for the job to be finished or anything like that. I can just put the roller on and go. There shouldn't be any issues anywhere. At least that's what I'm hoping. One problem that we might have is weeds, because we've only cultivated the field, so we're going to need to be able to deal with weeds, and we don't have a weeder. Be nice to be able to get one, but we don't have one at the moment. So that's something that we're going to have to look out for. Maybe we're going to need to deal with weeds. And if we're doing this organically, I don't want to be using sprays, which means that we're going to need a weeder or a hoe. In my opinion, the hoe is definitely the best option, because it allows you to deal with weeds that are both in the first growth stage and the second growth stage. You can't weed out weeds that are in the final third growth stage, which is when they get really big. The only way to get rid of them then is to spray them. So if we're doing this organically, you can prevent the weeds from coming up in the first place by ploughing, or you can weed or hoe them before they get to stage 3. If you are unsuccessful in either of those two endeavours, then you're stuck with weeds in your field and you will have a reduced yield. So that may be something that we have to deal with. And something I was wondering about for one of the random events is one field randomly doesn't have weed control. We have a problem with the weeder, or we mistime our window of opportunity or something like that, and so we have to let the weeds grow on the field. And I thought that could be quite good, even though it's a seasonal event. I figured that that could be quite a good one to do, and basically it will stay on that field until we have allowed the weeds to grow. So some of the fields won't be eligible for that. If a field has been ploughed, then it's not going to be eligible for that. But other than that, we then just basically have to mark a field and say, right, that one is not allowed to have weed control on it. We have to just leave the weeds grow and then see what happens. And I actually thought that could be quite good. So there is a random chance each season that one field has to be earmarked for the next crop it does to have weeds growing in it. And I personally rather like that idea, because it's not going to be a huge loss. There will be some loss of yield on it. I think you get like a 10% hit. So yes, we're losing something, but we're not. It's not the end of the world type situation. Right, I'm going to leave you go there. Right, while that one is doing there, we're going to go back over the combine and see how we're getting on over this side. We've got 3,000 litres left in here. Now, I cannot go driving that tractor up to this combine in order to empty it out while I've got the other tractor running in the field. I'm not allowed to do that. So the one that's doing the planting, if I want to have that one moving, then I can only have the combine. I was going to, once I've got the combine going here, once the combine is done here, I was going to move the combine over to the field of canola over there, get started on that field. But if the combine is working that field, then I can either have a hired help running, doing the crop planting in the other field over there, or I can have a tractor working in this field doing the baling. So we're going to have to pause the planting so that we can come back over here and do the baling. We're not going to have much choice in the matter on that one, because once we've done that, we then need to start preparing this field for future planting. Except, oh yes we do, because this one's going to be barley next. So what's our window of opportunity for barley here? Nope. There, right. Okay, barley is planted in September and also in October. If I plant oilseed radish now, it will then be cultivated and done again in September, and then we'll be able to plant the barley in October in this field, which means that the barley will be harvested in July. It won't be harvested in June. This time round, it will be July. After barley comes canola. So we plant there, and then Second round of oilseed radish is planted there, and then we can plant the canola in September. And then after the canola, it's corn, which is spring crop, so it doesn't matter when this one is harvested. So that it does work, but we haven't got a lot of leeway on it. It does just manage to work. But it's going to be a little bit tight to make it fit. Now, I've only got 91% left, so what I'll do here is I'm going to bring this one up over. That tractor is just parked in the field waiting for us. So come up over here. I'll drop that in there, and then what you do is while it's unloading, you skillfully bring your combine round without dumping grain over the edge. And if you time it just right with... Oops. I should have had the spout in a little bit further on the trailer. It would have worked better. Because then you can go right round the back end of the trailer. So that you're back facing the direction that you came while you're unloading. And then you combine, you go whizzing off again like that. Ready to roll. So what I'll do for this last line, I don't think I'm quite going to be able to get everything in a single pass. So I might want to do that in, split that in. Oh, actually, we might be able to. Can we do this? Start you up. Oh, yeah, we will. No worries. Right. You head off up through there, like that. No problem at all, sunshine. And we get the last of the oats harvested with our absolutely filthy combine, and then we're going straight up to the canola up there, and we're going to get started on harvesting that one as well. So the canola after that one is corn, so that's going to be a spring crop. So we're not in such a tearing hurry to get that field done. We will work on it. We get the hired help going in that field up there, but it's this one here that's important. We have to have this one finished at the end of this month so that we've got the oilseed radish in the ground and fertilizing this field. If we don't, we're not going to have full fertilizer across this field, which would be a bit of a jolly nuisance. Okay, so I'll bring that in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the chopper on, because that way the little tiny bits that do sometimes pop out of the combine at the end, all they will end up doing is getting shredded instead of leaving deposits of straw all over the place on the floor, which looks unsightly and it's a bit of a nuisance. I'll bring this one over here. Spout out. We've only got 580 litres more, which is... we've got enough room in this trailer. It's a little bit tight on what we've got room for in the trailer, but I don't think it's too bad. Let's put you in there. How much did we have last time? I don't even remember. Right, let's close that one up. I want to go and have a look in production. So that's 5 into 4. Oat flour is 15 into 19. It's currently inactive. And that one will give us... we've got 281 there. I think we ended up with 3 pallets last time. This one's had an update, so you can now make pig food. From in here, you put in your balance of pig food, and then you can go and make it. Sorghum, and you've got potatoes, pig food as well, which I quite like. I like the fact that we got this one, so you have 50, 20, 20, and 10. It's quite expensive with the other crops, and I've no plans to grow sorghum here. I don't actually like growing sorghum. It's mainly because I don't like the way the crop looks when you're harvesting it. It just sort of looks a little bit odd. We don't use a proper stripper header on it. It doesn't like switch to a proper stripper header. It's just using a standard header, but it's leaving a texture behind as though it's got a stripper header, which a stripper, what that does, it just removes the very head of the crop and leaves everything else standing. And whilst that is actually a thing, it doesn't do it in a game. So you've got this header just normal cutting and leaving behind the crop as though it's had a stripper on it. And I don't like that. Also, this region here, I'm assuming, is kind of central, slightly north of Central Europe, where you wouldn't be growing sorghum anyway. Sorghum is more of an arid climate, so possibly Spain. I don't know if they do actually grow it in Spain or not, but Spain would probably be your closest point of contact for growing it, and other areas around the Mediterranean rather than too far north. Now, can I get in here? Well, this is a bit of a jolly nuisance, isn't it? Huh. I didn't realise that we wouldn't be able to get in here with our header on, which means that what we've got to do is we've got to put a header trailer down. We've got to put the combine in the field, and then we've got to put the header trailer in the field, and then we've got to take it off again. So I'm going to leave the combine there. I'm going to go and get this tractor. I'm actually going to drive this up to the mill now so that we can start the mill processing it. I mean, it's not going to be, we're not going to be wanting to sell it just yet, but I'd like it to start processing because I want to get as much done as possible before we want to sell. Flour, the best time of year to sell it is December. Oil from the canola is November, so I'm actually going to want that to be processed possibly before this. We'll put this in first and then start this one processing, and then maybe the oil will come along next. I'm not quite sure, but we'll run this through, and I'll leave the trailer up near the mill, and we'll figure something out. But we need to get the header trailer, because what I'll do is if I drive the combine in on the corner there, I can reverse the combine in onto the corner, so I'm not driving on the crop, and then I can back the header trailer into that field afterwards. At least I'm hoping I can, if it's the right way around, and then the combine will be able to take it off the header trailer. If I can't, I may have to drive in forwards and just drive on the crop a little tiny bit, but that's nothing that I haven't done before. Sometimes that's what you've got to do. You've got to plan these things out. I genuinely thought that we'd be able to get through that gateway with the combine header left on. The farm I worked on where I drove a combine, I've only ever driven a combine on one farm, and that farm, it was quite a big farm, and they had almost all of the gateways into the arable fields were there were quite big gates, and the manager said that the gates, you know, they were expensive, but the amount of time that you would spend taking a header off in order to be able to get into a field is a lot more. It's worth more to have the cheaper gates. And if we had a front weight on this thing, it would probably be doing a better job right now. The lack of front weight on this tractor is genuinely causing us a bit of a problem. Let's bring you up over there. And in round this way. There we go. Right, now, do I have this one tipping it in the right direction? I've got to go and open the thing there first. So, first up, we go over this way, and we've got to open that one. So, I think you just, yeah, you click on it like that. And then we jump in here, and this isn't set to tip on the right side. So, if I press U, there we go. Now it's set to tip on the correct side. That one will come over, and I've got pile of oats going on the ground and completely missing the storage for the mill, which is a little bit of a shame, but never mind. We'll be all right with that. And then we want to go back into here, and now we've got 15,000 litres of oats in there. So go to that one. You know, I don't want to go to that one. I want to go to oat flour up here. And I activate that, so that one is now running. We've got flour coming in here. For every 15 of these on our 15,000, we'll have 19. So we're going to end up with 19,000 litres of flour from this. And flour gives us here 738 per 1,000 litres. So we got 700. Let's assume 725. Let's assume it's not going to be a huge amount. So we'll assume 725 times 19. That'll give us just under 14,000. It's 13,775. So if you allow for a slightly more than that, due to it being a little bit more than 725, we could end up with 14,000 euros from the flour, just from the oats, which that's not actually all that bad. Oops. Okay, nearly had an accident there. Let's just gloss over that. Let's not mention it. We won't draw attention to it. Nobody will notice, and everything will be tickety-boo. I'm gonna put the trailer over this side out of the way for a minute. I'll put you in there. I'm gonna unhitch that one. And then I'm gonna go and get the header trailer so that we can move the combine down into the field. That's our next major task. Major headache. Is it going to be the right way round? I don't actually remember if this one's the right way round for this or not. We've got a lot of work to do. We've got 1,300 euros. Although, actually, we're not going to use all of that up before we sell the straw, and then we'll make a bit more money. So, yes, this will actually be the right way round. Because the header, I need to be the other way around on this one in order for it to get in there. So I'm going to bring you onto the field like this. Oh. Yeah, onto the field like this, but then the combine is going to be the wrong way round for the header once it's in the field. Well, that's a bit of a jolly nuisance, isn't it? We'll figure something out. We'll figure this out. We'll do it. Let's do it a step at a time. First of all, we want to get this one unhitched and onto the header trailer. So if I bring you over here like this, and I just need to start lowering you down and then unhitch. There, right. That's now snapped onto the trailer properly. I love the way that it does that now. Like, it does actually put it onto the trailer properly, and I really like that. I think that's a nice touch. So I want the combine to be this way round. Can I make that fit properly? There's a lot of traffic. You know, this is the point where you have your man go and stand in the road and stop the traffic. Say you have your man do it. That's normally me. I'm the one that does that. So bring you in here. Now, actually, if I bring it this way, the tractor has got to drive in forward. Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.